Hi everybody, and welcome to Tomato Gems. So far on our channel, we're showing you how to make savory dishes and preparations. So we believe it's finally time to give desserts the attention they deserve. And in today's video, we'll teach you how to make not just any dessert, but one of the most important in Italian tradition and extremely famous worldwide, Tiramisu. Despite its immense fame, Tiramisu has a relatively recent history. In fact, it was created in the early 70s in a well-known restaurant in Treviso, a city in the Veneto region. In a short time, it gained widespread popularity, winning over the hearts of Italians and many others around the world. If you're curious and want to learn more about its unique origins, we recommend watching the dedicated video published on Italia Squisita channel, which we'll link down below in the description. The name Tiramisu in Italian has also meaning. It can be literally translated as "lift me up". It's in fact an energy-boosting dessert, thanks to the presence of sugar and coffee, capable of getting on their feet those who enjoy it. Today, we're sharing the classic tiramisu recipe, as there are now countless variations. We assure you that the preparation will be easier and faster than you expect. These are the few and simple ingredients you'll need: ladyfinger biscuits, medium-sized eggs or pasteurized egg yolk, mascarpone cheese, ground coffee, granulated sugar, and unsweetened cocoa powder. Start by making the coffee soak. We use a ground product, as the traditional recipe requires making coffee using a moka pot. However, since not everyone is familiar with this tool or has one at home, you can simply prepare your coffee using other methods and equipment. You'll need about 250 ml in total, but you can always adjust the quantity as needed. There are versions of the recipe where sugar, masala wine, or other liquors are added to coffee, but we recommend leaving it as it is. The natural bitterness of the coffee will help to balance the sweetness of the cream. Finally, pour the coffee soak into a white container or a deep plate and let it cool down to room temperature. Now you can prepare the mascarpone cream. Start by cracking the eggs, carefully separating the yolks from the whites, and placing the yolks into a stand mixer. The egg whites won't be needed for this recipe, but we suggest saving them for other uses. Then, add 5 not so abundant tablespoons of sugar and begin whipping everything, gradually increasing the speed. In the meantime, we can share with you some important safety tips. Tiramisu is a dessert made with raw eggs, which, being not pasteurized, pose a potential risk of bacterial contamination from salmonella. To prevent this, we recommend buying pre-pasteurized egg yolks, and if so, you'll need about 80 grams for this recipe. In alternative, as we did, you can buy eggs from the supermarket. These offer greater safety, as they're subject to constant quality checks. The key is ensuring they're of good quality and as fresh as possible. In general, always store eggs in the refrigerator and, though it might seem strange, never wash them, unless just before they use, preferably with boiling water to sterilize the shell. This is because eggs have a natural protective barrier that can degrade upon contact with water, exposing their porous shell to external bacteria. Let's go back to our cream. You'll notice that, as you whip the yolks and sugar, the mixture will gradually incorporate air, becoming thicker and fluffier. The color will also change from deep yellow to a paler shade. These transformations mean that you're on the right track, because if the yolks are improperly whipped, the final cream will turn out runny. Once you achieve a thick consistency, like the one we're showing now, you can stop and gradually add 500 grams of mascarpone. Then whip for another 2 to 3 minutes, gradually increasing the speed. Some recipes include whipped cream at this stage, but we don't use it for a simple reason. Mascarpone is a concentrated dairy product obtained from the acid coagulation of cream itself, so it alone is enough to achieve a cream with a perfect consistency. Be careful not to over-whip, or you'll risk to break down the mascarpone, ruining all your artwork. The final result should be a mascarpone cream that is both firm, yet light and velvety at the same time. Now comes the most crucial step, assembling the tiramisu. First, choose the most suitable container for layering your dessert. The shape doesn't matter. We use a rectangular glass container with fairly high sides. Start by evenly spreading a thin layer of mascarpone cream on the bottom using a spoon or a spatula. Then, dip your ladyfingers into the coffee soak, making sure it has cooled down sufficiently. This is the trickiest part, as ladyfingers absorb liquids easily and very quickly. We recommend dipping them just for 1 second per side and gently squeezing out any excess coffee. If the ladyfingers seem to dry in the center, don't worry, you're going to absorb moisture from the cream. After dipping, arrange the ladyfingers over the cream layer in your preferred direction, aiming to cover as much surface as possible, breaking them if necessary to fill any gaps. From here, simply repeat the process, alternating layers of mascarpone cream and coffee soak ladyfingers. But pay attention to the cream quantities you'll be using, as you'll need enough of it to finish the final layer. Once assembled, cover or refrigerate the tiramisu for at least 8 hours. This resting time is necessary for stabilizing and firming up the mascarpone cream, while allowing the ladyfingers to soak up even more. Here's a little secret: tiramisu tastes even better the day after it's made. Before serving, dust a top layer of cream with unsweetened cocoa powder to taste. And after this excruciating wait, you can finally enjoy a slice of your homemade tiramisu. Or even two, we're not here to judge. And that's all, folks. Once again, we hope this video was helpful and enjoyable. As always, let us know in the comments below. We'll definitely bring more traditional Italian dessert recipes in the future. Well, until then, see you at the next jam.